this is Mr. Orange Boy. He's now 7 weeks old. He is from Beatrice and Max's F1 standard Bernedoodle litter. And he is the biggest in the litter at 10 pounds. So I'm expecting his adult weight to be around 80 pounds. Might get a little bit bigger than that, being that he's so large. He's got some pretty big paws on him. His energy level is medium to low, especially for this litter. Pretty much everybody's got a nice medium energy, but his is just a little bit lower than everybody else's. His coat color is a tricolored sable. So the sable is where at the base of the hair, it's a really light color, and then it starts to get darker as it gets to the end. So right now, his coat looks like he's got a lot of brown on his head, but back here, he's very, very dark. So dark that it's almost black. But underneath the coat, let's see if we can show everybody, huh? If we can make a little bit of a separation. Underneath, let's do a close-up real quick. You can see there that he's really light. So when he gets older, he's going to lighten up a little bit, but if his coat is growing out, you'll get to see some more of the dark. But when his coat is shaved down close, then he's going to be really light colored there. He'll probably keep the black on the tips of his ears. That's pretty common for our sables. He also has white all the way around his muzzle and a little bit of a start of a blaze, and then he's got white on his chest and then on the tips of some of his paws. So just a little bit on his front paws. His back paws here have much more. And then he's got the traditional white tip on the end of his tail, just like the Bernese do. So this guy's coat is one of the straightest in the litter. So right now he's got just a little tiny bit of a wave, but it is mostly straight. So he's gonna have just a really nice loose wave when his adult coat comes in. That happens usually around 6 months of age. So his grooming needs are gonna be just a little bit easier than some of his litter mates. Again, it depends on if you're wanting to keep the coat long, more grooming is required. If you keep it cut short, then you don't really have to do a whole lot between groomings. But if you want to keep it long, it's going to need to get brushed regularly, at least once a week, depending on if he's in water, can get into sticks and stuff that can mat his hair. But his grooming will probably be, if you want to keep his coat a little bit longer, will be about every 8 weeks. You might be able to go a little bit longer in between, again, just depending on what he's getting into. You're just going to take a little rest, huh? He is someone who just cracks me up because he really wants to be involved in everything, but he doesn't appreciate the frenzy of a litter of having 9 other siblings. So he's one that when I will come, it's like, okay, puppies, we're all going to get ready to do some group work. He will be there, but he likes to sit back. He usually get up on the slide and just sit and watch me. He's like, okay, everybody else is running up, jumping all around. Thank you, being crazy. And he doesn't want to be any part of that. So at first he seems like he's a little bit reserved, but then you get him on his own and then he becomes very animated, very excited about what you're doing. It's almost like he has 2 speeds. He's got the litter speed, which is being very calm because he doesn't want to get involved in that. And then he's got the speed of when he's working with you alone. And then he gets very excited about what it is that we're doing. He also has a thing where he likes to wait until I call him. He gives me really good eye contact. So when he's in the group, everybody else will be kind of jumping up or sitting around my feet manding now, since they know how to do that. We basically telling me, hey, I want it to be my turn. He just sits and he waits until I give him eye contact, and then when I do, then he comes forward. And sometimes he'll just jump past everybody else because it's like he knows now it's my turn. He definitely loves to work. He gives me really good eye focus when I'm working with him, and he learns quick, I think, because he is so calm watching and waiting. So when we start to introduce new things, he's really gets perfectly okay, comfortable, in fact, even kind of excited about him. I do a little test with the puppies, just with a few different items. One of them is that I pop an umbrella open in front of them and then rest it on the ground. And initially all the puppies have a quick startle. You know, think about an umbrella compared to their size, popping open in front of you, first time ever. And so they'll do a little bit of startle, and they'll think about whether or not they want to go check it out, All of them usually eventually do, but they just basically will just go and like sniff the handle of it. This guy, once I popped open, he was like, oh, that looks like fun. So he went and was wagging his tail the whole time. He went under it, he went around it, he investigated every part of that umbrella that he could get to. Was very confident throughout the whole entire thing, which was really, really fun to see. As far as his physical, everything went well. Everything checked out really good. Everything's normal. He does have, like most of his litter mates, we are working through Giardia right now, so he is being treated for that. It's something that can be very common with puppies, and every once in a while we do get a litter where we will have that, and so we just end up treating everybody because it is something that they can spread easily to one another. Basically, Giardia is a parasite. So they will be treated for that by the time that they're ready to go home, and so we should be good to go. And thank goodness so far I'm not seeing any of the signs that diarrhea is sometimes what they'll start to get if they've got a heavy load of it. We're not seeing any of that, so we caught it really early, which is good. He would do great in a home where I'd want the children to be at least a little bit over 5 years or older, just because of what he's showing me in the litter. He doesn't really like all the chaos. It doesn't mean he can't be around it, just on a regular basis. I think that would just keep him from developing his full potential. So it'd be best if he was in a home, and I'm not saying that all little people are chaotic. I just know from having my own, they're just excited about life. And when they're excited about life, they make big movements and big noises. And I think that could be a little bit too much for him as a puppy to go into a home with that. He does great with our other dogs, so he'd be perfectly fine to be in a home with other dogs and other pets as well. They can adjust to that really well and make friends with everybody. So like I said, it would be good for him to be in a calmer house. I think it would be better if I prefer that previous dog experience, just because of the things that I see in him. I wouldn't want anyone to get in their mind that, oh, he's a super calm puppy, so then if he goes into his other mode where he gets really excited and he goes through the puppy phase of teething again, that they think that there's something wrong with him. I want someone who can understand that he's kind of got these two modes. I think they're going to blend together eventually, but right now that's where he's at. So I'd want someone who understands that and can be patient with him. Because something else that I notice when I do work with him, he loves to work, he loves to figure out what you want from him, and because of that he can get frustrated sometimes. So again, that's someone who has some previous dog experience and can help him to be able to work for that would be the best. And let's do a close-up of you, big boy. And thanks for all the hand licks, I appreciated that. Look at that handsome face. I love his freckles. That is Orange Boy.